Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for coming and welcome to Southern Oregon Education Service District Indian Ed CPC Consortium Parent Committee meeting. It is October 7th, 2024. And I'll just pass it off to Echo, who is our co-chair for the CPC Council.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the board meeting tonight. Yep, it's October 7th. We're starting our minutes at 6:39 on a Monday. Happy to be here too. Welcome back, everybody. It looks like we're gonna start with the blessing. So aho nenukiao sasamaks, all my relations, to all my family out there. I do not have my sage handy, but JC is burning some sage for us. So got the sage going. And let's see. We're not going to do personal introductions because we've all been here for a minute, so we don't need to go ahead and do that. I can just do a quick prayer if that's, yeah, okay. Saamnata dula gela, saamnata dula gelo, saamnata patiti kali, saamnata pakisapkala, sabkacha mo omniscienta. Oh, Ninakiasa Samax. Okay. And so we're gonna start out tonight with the first on the agenda. Looks like we have let me make sure I pulled up the right one. JC, do you have it pulled up as well? Is it the All Care Grant updates?
Yeah, and I
Awesome.
also put in the chat our previous, and I can share my screen too, but I put our previous meeting notes.
Okay.
Uh,
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and start with the new All Care Grant updates, which also JC has some wonderful news. I don't know if the Jackson County has got to hear about the All Care Grants, but JC, do you want to take lead and explain that to the parent?
Sure. So we received $2,800 from All Care. It was introduced in our newsletter. We just received the check and we were able to purchase gas cards for all of our traveling families. So anytime anyone attends a culture night or an Indian Ed event, we can provide a gas card for you. And basically how we did it is we took the $2,800, we divided it in half, and then we'll just use them until they're gone. Yeah, so that's super exciting. There's a little bit of data capture that they asked for and grant reporting that they've asked for. So I took care of all that, and then I will provide an update to them in March and then again in June. And it sounds like we are working towards next school year 24-25, or that's this year, so 25-26. All Care would sponsor every single culture night for Josephine County. So that means, yeah, so that means every single meal for culture night will be purchased. The only thing we'd have to worry about is supplies. So this year it was like super dicey with my position with continuing culture nights in Josephine County. There was one point where I was like, if we can't keep culture nights, then I'm not going to accept a position because it was, we just didn't have a lot of funding. But for whatever reason, we were able to make it happen for this year. But next year, it's still a question unless we get other grants. And so we're working towards that now. So regardless, next year we have a space and we have meals. So we just have to worry about activities, which I could do other grant reporting for. So that's super exciting. They did ask for some assistance in creating a training around medical field. I don't know anything about the medical field, but I'm willing to learn, and I'm willing to help them facilitate that as needed. So Echo and I did do a kind of roundtable on Indigenous perspectives this summer for All Care, just kind of lending our voice and our thoughts so they could improve their healthcare systems overall. So it'd kind of be like that, what we had designed, but just giving it to all of the providers and healthcare professionals in our area to provide better equity. Yeah, Jackie, what's up?
I know Teresa was wanting me to also kind of work on
Yes,
that as well, just because I am currently active in the
yes,
healthcare field,
yep,
and like boots on the ground every day.
yeah. So we need
So
you for sure.
yeah,
And then also
um,
we have Corey, who's a primary care physician. She's Tabby's mom out here in Josephine County. So we're also going to approach her and then anyone else we know. Because yeah, I mean, it's a huge opportunity for us, just to get meals for the whole, I can't even imagine what that costs. So, but it's good to know that we will definitely continue at least for another year. So that's
Beautiful.
All Care, gas cards away for this year.
Woohoo.
And then after January, they are going to also provide some meals for this school year. But we're working on just having a sustainable program for next year as well. Yay, Quinn. We love
Woo.
her. Okay, so that's All Care.
Okay. It looks like the next we have the tutoring and mentoring updates. Um, and so I know that that was a lot in it wasn't it more of a Jackson County program that had started. Is that so? Does someone in Jackson County want to take over talking about that? Probably Randall, aren't you one of the lead participants in facilitating that?
Yes, I am. Um, so right now we've got it to where Teresa and I are going through everything from Rogue Valley Mentoring and coming up with our curriculum that we're going to be putting out. Right now the goal is March, April timeframe. We hope. We're meeting once or twice a month, maybe more, just to go over everything to make sure that we have it to where we want it, to where it's going to be good for our kids. Um, the first training is going to be with the adults and high school kids that are wanting to participate. But right now we're going through trying to get everything the way we want it. So it's still a work in progress.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Um, I guess that we can touch back again with that when we have Teresa and see if there was something that you guys were needing, or do you know if there's anything that you guys need from the parent committee to help support and sponsor that in any way, or anything that we can help with?
We actually haven't talked about that, so I can't tell you yes or no.
Okay. That's all right. We'll get back to that one. So let's make sure that we roll that over into the next minutes for next month as well. And then it looks like we have plans for the year, which we're gonna let JC take lead on that as well, since JC has a beautiful, beautiful lineup of all kinds of, we've already started out the year so strong. I mean, what a beautiful first month. So go ahead and take lead, JC.
Yeah, it feels like we just hit the ground running. I mean, I think it was
Right.
like the second week was our first culture nights. So we have been busy. But we are partnering with a lot of different community partners. There's a lot that are coming to us wanting meetings. We have a meeting coming up with the Ford Family Foundation We have a meeting coming up with Community Works. Their focus is on sex trafficking, violence against women, those types of issues. So we're certainly looking at a partnership for May for missing murder Indigenous women. And we would use their resources with our knowledge. So that would be, you know, they're already doing all this great work. We would just bring in a Native perspective more. So that's the goal for those. The goal for Ford Family Foundation is grants to sustain us, you know, maybe have a bigger end of the year event. Anything like that would be great. And we've approached them a few times. We've had a few meetings before, but now it sounds like they're going to buy lunch. So that sounds awesome. Like wherever we go, I'm going to be happy. So that's going on. And then for the year, we're planning the Fry Bread Festival. That's going to be moved to November. We still have to get approval from ESD because we're going to do it there in their parking lot. October didn't work with everyone's schedules, and we really wanted CPC to be able to be there. You know, like I think half of you were it wouldn't work for. So we typically do quarterly events. So this one's going to be like November, which is still fall, and then December for our holiday event. That's planned for the 7th at SOU. And that one's a partnership with Conaway Nicotilicoms All My Relations. They provide virtual longhouses, and all of our families are invited to attend and sign up for that free program. They mail all the information. So you get a box like once every 2 months, and it has your supplies. You learn from different elders all over Oregon and beyond, and it's open throughout the United States. So it's just a luxury that it's here in our backyard at Ashland, but they have children all over the place from Alaska to Nevada that attend. So it's really cool. I attend every night, every time with my family. I try to, so I'll be there. And quite a few of our CPC here are members as well. So that's November, December. Spring event, we were looking at partnering again with Vesper Meadow. They just have such beautiful lands, and they have Indigenous programming, Indigenous gardening, that kind of stuff. We're also looking at having Jackie do some gathering for us, some trainings on that. We're looking at Jemiah to do bear grass braiding with us. And then Stephanie, I've just been leaning on a lot with our Dagelma. I said it right, I think. I don't know.
Dagelma.
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 All right, yeah, look at me go. That was my first lesson from Stephanie. So we're really looking at using those resources, Echo for drumming, you know, but yeah, coming up soon. I think our next big one will be with Jackie, and that will be a gathering class. And then we'll also be doing different processing of local things. So it should be cool. We've got some good stuff lined up throughout the whole school year. Does anyone have any questions or anything to add or advice?
That sounds, I do. Could you possibly send over the link into the Facebook chat for the Conaway Nicotilium enrollment again?
Sure.
I've been searching everywhere, and I should have just did it that day, but I was so busy, and then somehow I have completely lost it again. And I know that they just have the most amazing, and I highly recommend it to any of the parents that haven't done that yet and haven't signed up for it. It is absolutely beautiful. Like JC said, they send you a box every month that comes with like the art and craft supplies, and a virtual longhouse where everyone like does the project together. So it's so like family, and the projects are absolutely like so incredible, beautiful, beautiful artwork. And they always send like little snacks, like little hot chocolate packets, and like, you know, like cute little treats. And So yeah, absolutely amazing program. I look forward to doing that with my kiddos again. And like she said, we're super blessed to have them in our community.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have you covered quite a bit there. We got
Yeah,
the
I just got all
fam.
them events knocked out.
Yeah, that was a whole in the culture night. Let's see. How about this culture night, Josephine County slight schedule changes?
Yeah. So we're not having one on Halloween, which is our next 2-week schedule. The reason for that is I don't know if anyone knows. I can't even explain Cave Junction on Halloween night, but there is a 5 to 6 block radius where every single house gives out candy, and it's absolutely insane. But if I were to do culture night, I don't typically get home till about 9:30. And so everyone else as well that lives out here, because I live from Grants Pass to Cave Junction, and it's an hour drive. So we would get done and then clean up and then head home. And so I'm just being selfish, really, with just wanting time with my family for Halloween. It's kind of a special time for us. Live it since we've lived here because it's like the one like thing that Medford didn't have is this amazing Halloween adventure. So yeah. And then also my partner has a surgery scheduled in November, so I'll be taking time off. But what was happening with the previous schedule is we would only have one culture night in November. So it would have been, we would meet on the 31st and then we'd meet again on the 14th. And then the following, it was Halloween or Thanksgiving, which is a day off of work. And so it was like, well, that's not going to work. And so I just canceled the Halloween one and then went the first 2 weeks. So we'll still get 2 in November instead of 1, and it's not going to mess with the time that I'm already taking off as well. So it just worked out. Yeah.
I love that. And if we were to have taken a vote on it, I would have voted 100% in on the Halloween with the family. It's such a long, big ordeal, and trying to multitask multiple events on a day like that is, yeah, a lot to do. So,
Well, and I think if the majority of us lived in Grants Pass, it would have been super fun to like come in costumes, have dinner, maybe give glow sticks or something out and then scatter. But like for us, it's an hour's drive, so it'd be like, all right, later, and it's getting dark at 7 o'clock now. So cool. Thanks everyone for understanding though, but I really, I like the holiday and yeah, that's what we're doing. What else do we have? Yeah, so that's the schedule for culture night. And it will give us 2 in November, which works out better, I think.
yeah, I love that. I support that 100%.
Thank
And
you,
also
Echo.
prayers to you guys and during the surgery and all that. That, yeah, sending out lots
Thank
of
you.
prayers, Bunny. Yeah. Let's see. And then it looks like the last one on the agenda, because we just whipped through it. Like,
Yeah.
wow, guys, like what? Like, that's wild. So the big news update. Were you gonna tell us the big news, Teresa's big news, or are we going
Yeah.
to? Yeah.
So I will, just since I kept y'all on pins and needles all
Okay.
weekend, which was so fun for me. So Teresa was approached by Medford Food Co-op to apply for a grant. The grant is $8,000 and it's up to $8,000, I should say. So basically we'll apply for it. She had a meeting with them this morning and it sounds really good. But we would be able to provide holiday food boxes for our families. So that's huge,
Wow.
Yeah, and with $8,000, I'm not sure, but if we get the full amount, we should be able to provide them for Thanksgiving and December.
Wow.
Yeah, so they do ask for Teresa to table at their store and like explain and share stuff on our program, which she's comfortable doing. and then a little bit of grant reporting, but it doesn't sound very, like it's very taxing. So just a couple days, it would knock it out. So super exciting. You know, we'd highlight them in our newsletter and all that stuff. But yeah, super exciting. Because that's huge. You know,
That is
anytime
a
we can
huge
do
grant.
direct services to families, it's like, that's amazing. Yeah, $8,000
Whoa.
for food boxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
probably like
beautiful.
turkeys, you know, and just like do that whole bit. So it'd be really fun. Or ham.
Ooh.
I don't know. I like turkey myself, but
I
or
agree. We could do
both.
like a
8,000, that's a lot.
turkey for Thanksgiving and then like
A
ham for
ham for
Christmas.
Christmas. That'd be cool.
That would be beautiful.
Yeah, so we're really, really hopeful, but she did have a meeting today, and it sounds like really we just have to do the application process, which we'll do. Okay, and then the next thing was the student enrollment and recruitment. So that's been sent off. Recruitment, we are tabling at all the community events we possibly can. We tabled at the multicultural fair. That was like huge promotion for us because they said SOESD Indian education so many times. So throughout the event itself, but in the newspapers, on the radio, and then all over social media too. So I think that was great just to get the name out about our program, and hopefully we get folks through that. And then tabling this month, Teresa will be at Indigenous Peoples Day. I'll be at Acorn Festival. So that should be good. Hopefully we get some peeps. And then we'll also send out the letters again to anyone who self-identifies but is not in our program. So they'll get a letter saying, you know, join Indian Ed, and we pay for the postage. And it's kind of a large expense for us, but that's the most success that we've ever had with like mass enrollment. So, but we do like a prepaid postage for everybody, and plus the postage just to mail it. So each person that gets an envelope, it's like, you know, $1.04, and we're doing that 300 times. So it's anywhere from $300 to $400 each time we mass mail. But it does, I think we had like almost 60 or something one year from just the mass mailing. So it does work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Question on that. For the enrollment, is it tribally enrolled students only at this point in time because of the grant ending on the other aspect?
Yeah, so it's the tribe, it's the student themselves, their parent or their grandparent. And it can be a federally recognized, a state recognized, or a banished tribe. So if they have an enrollment number, then they're enrolled. And does everyone know how we got to be Indian education? It was a promise, and it was a promise made by the US government when we were forced onto reservations. So that's why our name's Indian Education. Anytime you see Indian talking about natives, you know it's a federal program. So we have Indian Health Services and we have Indian Education because we were promised healthcare and we were promised education. So the education, as we all know, was terrible. And then in the 70s, it was approved for Indian Ed, which provides culturally relevant. And so that's our program. That's a fun fact that I just learned at an ODE meeting the other day. And I was like, that's the promise the government made. So it feels good doing this work and supporting these families, you know, generations later, you know, look, here we are. So it's good.
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. That's agenda.
Wow. Well, I
I
passed approve all agenda and all minutes. JC seconds.
I don't know if I'm
Alrighty.
allowed to, but I do. I got 2 thumbs up.
My
So
thumbs are up and I'm driving.
okay, great. And then the previous meeting notes are also in there for approval.
I approve last board meeting's meeting notes, minutes. Anybody else second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Randolph. I see you, bro.
Gotcha.
All right, cool. Yeah, so that's it. Unless anyone has any questions or anything else, or anything that we should be talking about.
No,
I will tomorrow, because tomorrow is Jackson County School tonight. So I will talk with Teresa about trying to get the gathering event set up. It'll most likely it'll be a November event just because
Okay,
of
that's the time.
my weekend coming up and IPD and then
Yeah.
the Halloween and all that other fun stuff. But we'll get hammered out and then I'll get a flyer put up. And then
Yay.
like kind of logistics of like where to meet.
Yeah, what to bring. Yeah, closed-toed
Yeah.
shoes. Yeah, all the fun. Cool. That's
and
really
and for
exciting.
gathering rose hips, I was always taught that if you want them to be super sweet, you want to wait until after the first week of rain, because it softens it. So then when you're cleaning it, it makes it really easy. And then when they dry up, they dry more like crisper and a lot sweeter. So they're getting the full amount of the vitamin effect of it. If you don't want them to be like soggy, but at least like the first week of rain. So November pushback is probably more beneficial for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and like I noticed too, like because the last time we went after the first frost because it was like kind of a last minute thing that NASU did. By doing that, it was majority of them that we were finding were like super soft. So definitely we'll have to look at the weather going forward on planning this.
I know it gets really tricky for us with our outdoor wants going into rain season. And then here we get snow too up here. So it can get tricky heading into the winter for us here. So, but we'll do our best and we'll do our best to come. And I'm super excited to get out there and do that. So, yeah, so Jackson County, we just got the check deposited. So Teresa can go and buy the gift cards. Yeah, that's super exciting.
Beautiful. Well, I
Yeah.
hope everybody has a good culture night tomorrow. You guys get to do your acorn processing, which is an incredible event. So really have fun with it. Suzanne is an absolute masterpiece of knowledge with the acorn processing and the old stories and weaving and basket weaving. And she's worked with the elders and the community for many generations now. So you guys should have a good time getting to hang out with her and learning a bunch of cool stuff. So we'll say the end of the board meeting and good night to everybody. And I can't wait to see you guys. It looks like in 3 weeks now. We'll see you guys we'll see you in a couple weeks. I'll see you
I want to
Wednesday,
put
Echo.
something out real quick before everybody goes.
Yeah.
Julie is now sitting on with the Youth Symphony of Southern Oregon, and she has her very first concert with them on November 9th, if you guys want to show support.
November 9th.
Oh.
I'm putting it in my calendar. Where is it going to be?
Julie, where's it going to be at?
I don't know. They didn't tell us.
I will get all that information out and I will push it out as soon as I get it.
Awesome. I'm blocking off the
Good.
whole day and I have nothing going that day. So that's great. Block off symphony.
Beautiful.
Fun.
Also, Liara just got, what is it that you got? Go ahead and say it.
Oh, I'm student council leader of the whole school.
So,
Way to go, Liara.
yes, we're getting her trained up. We'll have those two
Yeah.
girls in the student leadership board in another 3 years.
That's perfect.
They're getting trained up. We'll be ready for
She's
them.
11 now, right? Yeah, 3
Uh-huh.
years. Great. So
Yep.
that's a good update, though. We have not had any interest for student leaders. That
No.
nobody's applied yet. So
Tristan
we're still
doesn't want
pushing
it.
I think he's just too busy with sports, and it's the same time as sports. And once he's done with this sport, he's going to be doing another sport. So, because he
seems right.
started
It is.
football and then he moves into basketball and then he does track. So I'm like, I love that he's so active, but yeah, I just don't think it's going to work with his schedule.
Okay. Yeah, it is easier to get the girls. The girls seem more interested in leadership positions
Yeah.
on stuff like this. So we'll have to keep our eyes and ears out
Mm-hmm.
to see who maybe
Yeah.
wants the next position. Because we got a couple years till these girls are ready to fill those spots. So
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully soon I'll probably put it out on Facebook again and on Parent Square again and just let everyone, know that it's there, I put a due date of the 15th on the nominations. Yeah. So
Ooh,
I'll
that's
start
coming up quick.
pushing that and hopefully we get somebody.
Beautiful.
Alrighty. Well, thank you. Good night, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Good night.